Yeah, Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep. Go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. Hey. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Hey.
Give me a second, let me light up real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome to the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition, hosted by Mr. Modelo himself. You already know the name by now. You know what I'm saying? Wild Card Mar. You already know the vibe. Pull up, let's go.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar.
Yeah. What's happening? I know. Play a little bit late. It's all right. I know I said on the clip 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I did put in parentheses ish CP time. All right. Don't be mad at the messenger. I keep it real with y'all. But I do try to be on here at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I try. All right. But CP time. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, welcome to another episode I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition with your boy Wildcard Mar. It's episode 368. Hey, gotta give a shout out to my guy 40. Shout out to Silent Hill. Y'all tap in with my guy over there on YouTube. You see it scrolling on the bottom of your screen. Tap in with my guy. All right, I'm always shout my guy out. He made the dope intro for the show. And of course, tap in with us. I.O.W. Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, and most importantly on the YouTube channel, baby. I.O.W. Sports Network again. Tap in with us on the YouTube channel, all right? Like, share, subscribe, spread the word what we got going on. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. I.O.W. Sports 1 on Twitter. Of course, you want to chop it up with me personally, KC Wildcard Mar on the Twitter. I'm always flapping my gums about some type of sports. And yeah, man, that's where we at. Give a shout out to Sideline Sports. Shout out to Let's Talk Sports. Shout out to Man Down Sports. Shout out to Bottom Line Sports. And of course, shout out to my other brothers, D Man K Sports Podcast, 613 Faith Productions. And man, we're going to talk some sports, of course. That's what we're here to do, right? That is what we're here to do. They saying there's a possible Mike Trout trade. obviously the trade deadline is passed, but they're talking about in the offseason. Hey, we'll talk about, the after effects of last night's Monday Night Football game. Obviously the unfortunate news of Aaron Rodgers' injury. Who should be the quarterback? Who should get the gig? All right. And then, but I got to start right here. With my boy, Chris Jones. I know we talked about the contract yesterday. More details of it came out today. The breakdown of the finances. And there's another piece in there that I was waiting to hear the news. All right. And it had to do with the no tagging or tag policy. So, you know what? There is a such thing as bad advice. All right. There is a such thing as bad advice. But before I do that, I don't want to go too deep off into Chris Jones' situation quite yet because I want to get some takes or some opinions from Pat McAfee. Of course, him and the crew were talking about it on his show, and I thought it was some interesting take, I should say, if that makes sense. All right, so let's take a quick listen to what Pat McAfee had to say.
Pizza.
This Chris Jones situation, we also were I thought the only move that he made that I did not love was going into the stadium. Yeah. Like, that just looks bad, bad up. Just like hanging out there. And I know it's banner night and wanted to celebrate, but you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Because they're not paying you enough money to be there. And now there's probably a photo somewhere of him watching his team lose. And it could be painted in the image of he didn't care. Right, that they were not with their best player. And not that that's the case. He's a businessman. He's got to get his money and do what he wants to do. That's best for him. But I think that was the only move that I thought was kind of, this is kind of awkward. But maybe that's what led to them talking and getting a deal done. We'll never know. That behind the scenes there might have been a good, let's go shake their hands. An agreement maybe started getting chatted about.
Yeah, optically it's terrible, but that's probably what the spin zone is, right? I didn't want to take this deal, but when I saw the team losing and I saw that they needed me that much, David Montgomery had a touchdown, 70 yards right up the middle. I knew I had to come to my senses and go shake their hands.
I was around the fans.
I felt the cheese.
The love,
Yeah, and they didn't have that bank robbing wolf there, so it felt like it was a little bit more positive environment and all with what's that?
Maybe that's why he didn't play. He wanted to stand in solidarity with the wolf for not being there for the first time. He couldn't do it without him.
I thoroughly enjoyed the Pat McAfee show. But I will agree with Pat McAfee on this aspect. The optics of him being in the stadium while his team was playing, as a fan, I'm like, yeah, come on, man. That's not a good look. But I understand this better night. You were a part of it. I'm not going to say you shouldn't be there. It just looks bad. It does. Because I spoke about it when the Chiefs had, look, I know, I get it. A lot of people are like, oh, you only gave them 14 points. And which is good. So that defense did their job. But when the second half started and David Montgomery was just running up and down the middle, come on. That's the Chris Jones spot, is it not? That's the place that you occupy. And David Montgomery was able to ice the game. Not necessarily ice it, but, help put a cap on that victory. Second half, couldn't stop. I always describe that game with the Lions as the first half didn't give Chris Jones no leverage. Second half gave him some leverage. That's how I broke it down. But I'll say this. As well as that, the pressure up the middle when Jared Goff dropped back was non-existent. You know, the pressure came from the outside, but all Jared Goff had to do was just step up in the pocket because there wasn't no pressure up the middle. So they missed Chris Jones in that aspect, but we got to be honest. All right. There is a such thing as bad representation, bad information, or bad guidance. And I don't know if how long Chris Jones has been with the Katz brothers and them being his agents. But I'm going to be honest, because that's what we do on this damn podcast. Chris Jones, hey, man, you got some bad representation. You think that they was giving you good information that was going to do something great for you, but guess what? It didn't. I talked about it last night that you did not achieve your ultimate goal of getting long-term money. You didn't. So you accumulated all them fines for missing training camp, practice. You missed a game check. But look at pretty much how they rewrote their deal. So he had 1 year left on the deal, and it's like $19.5 million. All right, I'm averaging $20 million. So basically, that 1 year deal that he signed, and pretty much threw it out and said, "Here's a worded or reworked 1 year deal for this year." It comes with a whole bunch of incentives. It's incentive crazy. I know I'm tongue tied because the situation is so crazy. I'm gonna pull up some of the incentives that he's getting. So he can get $1 million if he plays 35% playing time. He'll get that. He get $1 million for 50% playing time. And that's additional to the 35%. So he'll get that. So there's $2 more million that he'll get. So that's at $21.5 million. All right. He'll get $1.25 million for 10 sacks. All right. So that's 22 and some change, 22.75. $500,000 for 15 sacks. And that's additional to the 10 sacks. So that puts you around $23 million. You'll get $1 million if he's selected to first team All-Pro and the Chiefs play in the Super Bowl. So if he gets All-Pro and Chiefs play in the Super Bowl, there's another $1 million. And you get $2 million if he wins Defensive Player of the Year and Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Now, let's be honest. All those incentives he could possibly reach. He can possibly reach. But if he gets all those incentives added to that $19.5 million, it pretty much sits right there at pretty much the value that the Chiefs were trying to give him, around that $27 million threshold. Bro, you got bad representation, bro. You set out, you did all that, and you pretty much came up with about the same amount of money that the Chiefs offered you. You didn't win in this situation. It didn't make any sense. And here's the kicker. And this is what I couldn't wait to find out. Guess what, y'all? Just like Saquon and them and all them fellas, Josh Jacobs, they fought for more money and ended up probably getting the same thing as a tag with just a little bit more money. Especially with Saquon. Saquon can get tagged by the Giants. Hey, Chris Jones, you can still get tagged by the Chiefs next year. bro, you got bad representation. You're going to end up in the same situation. You're going to end up in the same situation. You can get tagged. You don't think the Chiefs are going to exercise that right? Why not? If I'm the Chiefs organization, I'm going to tag you again because I don't have to commit to the long-term deal. And if you don't want to sign the tag and don't play, then you just sit. You just sit. Because you can't get moved. You can't get moved. They tag you. You either show up, get the salary that's related to the tag, or you sit out. You gonna sit out again? That wouldn't make much sense. Hey man, we gotta understand, man. These agents work for you. If you really wanted to play, you should have told them, hey man, I know what y'all, I'm showing up. Still work with the team to get me a deal. Still work with the team to get me a long-term deal. Sitting out served you no purpose, bro. You didn't achieve nothing. And then in the rework deal, you still didn't achieve nothing. Because they didn't give you a raise in money. All they said is, hey, we'll give you this money if you get some incentives. And there's nothing guaranteed that you'll get all those incentives, even though at the list, they're achievable. They are. They're very achievable. But you didn't accomplish nothing. You didn't accomplish a damn thing. Hey, man, bro, you should have fired them jokers. You should have fired them agents, bro. Fire them. Matter of fact, now that the contract is signed, let the cats get their little percentage. Let the Cats brothers get their little percentage and say, hey, man, y'all gave me some bad information and I was foolish enough to take your advice. It all comes down to you, though, Chris Jones. You listen to that foolishness. I'm all for you. I was with you. You should have got fair compensation for what you wanted. You should have got, according to you didn't want to be the highest paid defensive tackle. You didn't want Aaron Donald's $31 million a year. But you wanted something close. Is 27, 28 not close to 30, 31? I believe so. You accomplished nothing with this, big dog. And I'm a big Chris Jones fan. Big Chris Jones fan. But I think you played yourself. And I think you played yourself, especially listen to them buffoons you call agents, man. You better find a way to get rid of them ASAP. Because you stuck in the same damn situation. Same damn situation. I mean, I y'all, this has got to be the most just silliest shit I ever heard of. You fuss and fight to get more money. You don't necessarily get it. And then you end up going to be in the same situation next year. Like I said last night, cool. It is what it is. I'm glad you're back, at least for this year. But it ain't looking good that you're going to retire Chief like you said you wanted to. But if I'm the Chiefs, if I'm Brett Veach, the general manager, I'm gonna tag your ass again. I'm tagging you. I am tagging you at the end of this season. Because all-pro defensive tackles don't grow on trees, y'all. And the only way that I would move off of Chris Jones is if somebody got to come with one hell of a draft package that comes with some great draft picks that you can draft early in the first round or somewhere in the middle where you can draft your next defensive tackle. Oh, please believe, if I'm Brett Veach, I'm already doing my scouting. I already talked to my scout team. If I'm Brett Veach, I am talking to the scout team tonight. Matter of fact, they probably already should have had conversations. Hey, man, y'all make sure y'all comb through the whole NCAA. Comb through it. Find me a replacement. So then, even if I tag you, I tag and trade. Because Chris Jones still going to want the long-term money. Once this end of the season is done, he's going to want the long-term money. I would tag and trade his ass. Get this last year up out of him. Let's see if we can get to the Super Bowl. See if you can host another Lombardi in the air. Get that back-to-back in your history. And then, hey, tag and trade. Because you're going to end up in the same scenario next year. And I'd be damned if you be foolish and not show up and don't sign the tag. You can't make this shit up, bro. It to me is silly. It's asinine. Is tough. Even though the drama is done, it's just put on pause. The drama ain't gonna be done with this situation, and that's the real messed up part of it. Is that the drama is just put on hold. It's a distraction. It was a distraction. But now all they did was just put a pause on it and say, hey, we'll probably have to deal with this same shit at the end of the season. I would tag and trade his ass. But no, that shit wild, man. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. Cheers to y'all, man. That's a bad part. That's a bad part of this business side when it comes with these athletes and wanting their money and signing these contracts. That's the bad part. Because as a fan, you just like, hey man, I know you want to get paid, but if you're going to sit out and stuff, make it worth your while. Make sure you get what you sitting out for. Make sure you get the ultimate goal of why you're doing this. I'm not one of those fans that say, oh, it's you're being selfish and it's hurting the team. Nah, I don't subscribe to that talk. And the reason why I don't subscribe to that talk is because here's my great analogy when it comes to football. On the field, it's the ultimate team sport. Off the field, it's about making sure that you get them coins to take care of not only yourself, but whatever responsibilities that you have. Because, come on now, injuries is real in NFL. And it could be a bad injury that can probably take your career away. And that's just the real. That's just the real life situation. When you play in the NFL, you leave yourself open to catastrophic injuries that can take away the love that you call football. It can take it away. I mean, come on now. There's no guarantee. You have a short shelf life in the NFL. So I'm all about players getting their coins. I'm all about players getting their money. But from a fan's perspective, me personally, I'm speaking for me, when you sit out and you don't achieve the goal that you set out for, it makes no sense. It's foolishness. You listen to the wrong cats. Them damn agents work for you. They work for you. So if they giving you bad advice, hey man, either get rid of them or tell them to change their tune. Because at the end of the day, you didn't have to sit out for pretty much the same money that you was offered. It might even be a little bit less. But all that money is straight incentive on the back end. You still getting the 19.5 that you would have had you not missed nothing. Oh yeah, and they can't get rid of those fines. You still have to pay that shit. Come on, Chris Jones. Matter of fact, You should have them old silly ass agents pay those fines because it's probably their stupid ass strategy that came up with it, and you should have them pay them. You should have them pay them fines. That was silly. It made no damn sense. Anyway, let's move on. Obviously, you know, bad news for the Jets. Bad news for Aaron Rodgers. The Achilles ruptured. And so that really takes a team like the Jets that had a whole bunch of high expectations, and it kind of it lowers them. It does. So, of course, all day, everybody's talking about, well, who should the Jets go get to replace Aaron Rodgers? Here's the funniest one, and it's not even necessarily funny. What's happening with my? Hey, that's my guy right there. That's my guy right there. I was mad about that. But here's the funniest part about the Jet situation right here. I heard and I saw word that Colin Kaepernick, his agent, reached out to the Jets. Can we have a real moment? A real moment right here. We're gonna have a real moment. All right, let's have a real moment. Here's my thing about Colin Kaepernick. You ain't had no game time. Oh, speaking of game time, now that I say that, make sure y'all tap in with Bobby G. Great guy. I was able to hop on this podcast a couple of days ago. Matter of fact, after the Lions and Chiefs game, tap in with Bobby G. Here's my thing on Kaepernick. All right, you ain't played in a minute, bro. 7-8 years. It's been a minute since you played in the NFL. I think you better let it go. I think Kaepernick, you gotta let this shit go, bro. And I'm keeping it real. Kaepernick will never get a job in the NFL again. You know why? Because those owners lost. Do y'all know that Kaepernick did something that probably doesn't happen on a regular basis? No, damn that. It doesn't. It rarely happens. He beat the owners in court. He beat the owners in court. That's what he did. He achieved a feat that is so rare. And to get the owners, instead of taking it to court, well, they settled. Instead of going to court to prove that they colluded to keep him out the league, they said, "Nah, we don't want to go to court. How much you want?" They cut him a check. And of course, it's an NDA. We'll never know the amount of what he was, that settlement. We'll never know the amount. But the fact of the matter is Colin Kaepernick did something that is so rare. I mean, we got a better chance of finding Bigfoot, Sasquatch. Hell, we got a better chance of Jesus coming back and cleansing the earth. I'm telling you, that's how rare that situation is. There's a lot of things that'll happen before that. We'll probably see the aliens before we see another player beat the owners and get a check from them. So y'all really want to know the real reason why Kaepernick ain't been in the league since? Yeah, he had tryouts. Yeah, he says he's in shape still. Yeah, he says he still want to play. No. He ain't coming back to the NFL is because them owners is mad as hell that they had to cash out some money to Kaepernick. And they be damned if they allow him back in the NFL after they had to come off some checks, some money, some ducats, some greenbacks, some dead presidents, and they be damned if you sign to another team and get more money. They ain't with that. So it ain't got nothing to do with his stance and why he kneeled. It ain't got shit to do with whether he can still play. No. They had to walk around with egg on their face because they lost to Kaepernick. And they're like, man, this some of my bitch didn't got some money out of us. They settled because they didn't want to take it to court. Because hell, when you take things to court, there's a chance you can win and there's a chance you can lose. And if you lose in court, oh, it ain't looking good, and you got to pay that man some money. They settled. That happens in business all the time. All these Fortune 500 companies, they get suits on them. Instead of going to court, settle. Have y'all watched the show Suits? Huh? What does Harvey Specter say? I ain't trying to go to court, I'm trying to settle. Get the money. Get the bread. Come on now. This is what this is about. Kaepernick will never see an NFL field. He better take his ass to XFL, USFL. Arena League coming back. Better go there. You really want to say you want to play football? You better pick your choices between the USFL, XFL, and Arena League. Better pick your choices. Better pick your choices, because it ain't coming back to the NFL. Bobby G said, nah, the guy was no longer good at football. Last team in QB went 2-14 immediately after leaving. They were in the Super Bowl a few years later. Hey, you're not wrong, Bobby G. But we just got to understand how people think, especially these owners, and they're billionaires. They are no different from the corporate guys that think the same way. You're not gonna embarrass us twice. Because think about it. Think about this, y'all. We didn't have to settle, gave you some money. So we already got egg on our face. We already took a PR hit because it looks like we just, deliberately, being wrong to you. We ain't being conscious of social justice. Come on, think about that part. NFL was not talking about equality. Black Lives Matter. They weren't talking about end racism, all the shit painted on the end zone, the decals on the helmets. They weren't talking about that stuff. That was direct response of that Kaepernick situation. Oh, now we got to start being social aware. The NFL didn't give a damn about that. That was all direct response into that whole Kaepernick situation. They didn't give a shit about being equality. They said, hey, we got the viewers coming. We getting billions of dollars each year. We don't give a damn about that shit. They ain't never cared about none of that shit. Hell, there's an owner, the Bills owner. I can't remember his name, but he's been toted in some lawsuits of saying some racist shit. That I'm telling you, they don't give a damn. They saying we billionaires. We making hella money. They don't want no damn egg on their face and saying, hey, Kaepernick can just do whatever the hell he want, get his money, and then come his ass back into the league. And he wins again. They don't like losing. These owners don't like losing. They like making money and winning. That settlement was enough loss in that Kaepernick situation. They was never ever gonna let Kaepernick back in the league. And to your point, Bobby G, yeah, was he playing great? No, he wasn't playing great. And I don't care about the circumstances. He wasn't playing great. But he damn sure, come on, what, 6-7 years removed from his last start, he damn sure ain't gonna be great now. You far too gone. You way past your prime at this point. You've been sitting on the sideline too long. So I thought that was comical that his agents called the Jets. I thought that was comical because ain't no way they letting your ass back in the damn league, bro. I didn't see they said they should go after Carson Wentz. I guess so. I mean, Carson Wentz been sitting on the sideline for a reason. I mean, look, man. I don't even know how many more opportunities Carson Wentz can get. I think he already ran them up out. Washington was your last one, bro. And each team gave up on you after 1 year. That says enough for me. That says enough for me. You finessed the Eagles out some money, got the contract decision. Hell, you started playing so bad that they ate a whole bunch of dead cap money to get rid of your ass and sent you to Indianapolis. And then in the same breath, the coach in Indianapolis at the time, Frank Wright, who knows you, was your OC in Philly, that had you looking like an MVP candidate in 2017, said, nah, man, can't do it. He got rid of you after 1 year. They traded you to Washington. And they're like, hey, man, I'd rather stick with Tyler Heineke, whatever your name is, a backup. Then they got rid of your ass after 1 year. So this talks of going to get Carson Wentz. Really? That ain't gonna help your season. Now, here's one take that I thought was very interesting. I see a lot of Jets fans, and I see, hey, go get Jameis Winston. I actually don't think that's a bad option. I want to go get Jameis Winston. It's not a bad option. It's a big if on it. And the reason why I say if is because what's the incentive of New Orleans moving off of Jameis Winston? You're going to have to wow the hell out of them to get Jameis Winston out of there. Because there's no guarantee that Derek Carr is going to work. There's no guarantee on that. He had a very pedestrian game against Tennessee. Very pedestrian game against Tennessee. So if I'm New Orleans, I ain't in no rush to get off Jameis Winston. I need to make sure that we all right. Because the way that Derek Carr was playing on Sunday, ain't no guarantee that he gonna last as a quarterback for the whole year. And hey, cats are an injury away. I saw some people saying, hey man, why don't y'all go get Sam Darnold from the 49ers. 49ers ain't coming off Sam Darnold. You know why? Because anytime you wear a San Francisco 49ers uniform as a quarterback, I hate to say it, but it's almost like a jinx. You're bound to get hurt. Bound to get an injury and miss some significant time. Kyle Shanahan ain't coming off of Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold then already went through training camp, preseason, played well in the preseason. He's already showed that he understands Kyle Shanahan's offense. Why the hell would he come off of him? You about to give me a second round or a third round? Then we can talk about getting Sam Darnold. But no, Sam Darnold ain't no, he ain't leaving San Francisco. And here's another comical scenario I saw people talking about. Tom Brady, unretired. Hey, man, internet be interneting, bruh. The internet be interneting. How crazy would that scenario be? Tom Brady. Well, he would have to sell his little stock in the Raiders. He would have to do that. And I don't think Tom Brady, he living his best life. You know? Get to see his kids. Now he back in the dating world, ain't got to worry about his wife Giselle, threatening to leave him over football. I'm pretty sure there's some other things in their marriage that just didn't make it work out. But regardless, first of all, Tom Brady is what, 46, 47? Didn't you just have a senior citizen just get hurt the other night? And he's nowhere close to the mobility of Aaron Rodgers. We saw how that O-line was looking in pass protection. You gonna put old man Brady back there? You better have the ambulance real close. Better have the stretcher real close. He gonna get hurt. I thought that was a crazy scenario that they say, oh, Tom Brady. And you talking about Patriots fans disowning him quick? Quick? They just had him Tom Brady Day. Had it on Sunday. They talking about retiring his number next year. But that'll cancel them plans real quick. Tom Brady go be a Jet. I thought that was a very hilarious scenario or option for the Jets to go get a quarterback. Now, the Jets, they're going to sign a quarterback, yes. But I'm gonna be honest. Their best option is Zach Wilson, man. That's their best option. Don't pay attention to the other scenarios. Joe Douglas, Robert Salah, Woody Johnson. I wouldn't listen to none of those crazy scenarios. Will you have to sign a quarterback? Yes, because you just lost one. You still got to have a complete quarterback room. But Zach Wilson's your best option. He really is. He's been on the team. I mean, he knows the guys. Is there some maturation that needs to happen with him? Of course, he needs to mature. He needs to mature. He got to be willing to put the work in. He got to make sure that, hey, I'm going to make sure I'm going to present myself as the best option, because I think he is. To me, I don't think there's no other option for the Jets but Zach Wilson. Y'all tried that. Y'all tried that with Flacco. Only lasted for a minute. Y'all tried that with Mike White. That only lasted a minute. Zach Wilson's your best option. But it also goes to Hackett. Goes to Hackett, the OC. You know? Yeah, we saw you couldn't cut it as a head coach last year. So Nathaniel Hackett, this is also on you to make sure that you put Zach Wilson in some good positions to succeed. Because as much as the weight is on Zach Wilson to, lift the spirits up, get this offense rolling, it's also on Nathaniel Hackett to make sure as an offensive coordinator, I'm putting Zach Wilson in a position to succeed. Let's make sure that, hey, what does Zach do? What does Zach do well? He does bootlegs well. Move the pocket for him. Get him out in space. He's not your typical quarterback that wants to sit in the pocket. That's not him. Matter of fact, he's too small. You're going to have to put him in space to let him find his reads and deliver an accurate ball. But Zach Wilson's your best option. It's time to rally around them Jets. Coaching staff, GM, owner, the whole squad. This is your quarterback you got to rally around. He's the best option. Your moves are so limited to replace Aaron Rodgers now. It's very limited. Unfortunately, there's no draft coming up. There ain't no, nice solid quarterback just sitting around. Maybe you go get Jacoby Brissett. He's a solid veteran. He ain't gonna wow you, Maybe Gardner Minshew. Maybe. But you also got to find a team willing to come off their backup. Because it's not a starter on these 31 other teams that's going to give you their starter quarterback. That's not happening. That ain't happening at all. I don't know of any, solid elite quarterbacks just sitting on the couch waiting for a phone call from the Jets. Oh, I saw the injury to Aaron Rodgers. Let me stay by my phone. They're going to at least call me, right? No, ain't nobody doing that. Who's doing that? Zach Wilson's your best guy, Jets. Point blank, period. But it's going to have to take a team effort like last night. Unfortunately, you're going to have to do that for 60 more times on that tough-ass schedule that you got, because Dallas is up next. We saw how that defense was looking on Sunday night. And we saw how your offensive line was looking on Monday night, Jets. Something going to have to give. Micah Parsons, the big bad wolf. Mike Parsons is on the way. He coming. He see y'all. Oh, what I say last night, he licking his fingers. He can't wait. But y'all going to have to do better as a franchise and the team to protect Zach Wilson. That O-line is, and let me speak on that O-line. I tried to tell y'all Jets fans. I said it. I saw it in preseason. And no, it wasn't a clip on Hard Knocks. I saw in the preseason that the offensive line was better as run blockers, creating the holes for the runners. Because I saw Breece Hall went off last night. You ain't got a problem with running the ball and in the offensive line making the holes. You got a problem with protecting your quarterback. That offensive line can't pass pro. They can't. They cannot pass protect. That's just the fact of the matter. And so, hello? Maybe y'all should address that. Just maybe. Just a suggestion. I ain't no general manager. I'm just saying. You added a lot of stuff to your team. But you still had the same Swiss cheese offensive line like you did last year. Make that shit make sense. Like I said, I ain't no general manager. I'm just a fan with a podcast. You guys are the smart ones, right? Okay. Let's transition. And I've been saying this for a while now. The Angels, man. I don't know I don't know how they keep getting Trout and Ohtani to be committed to that franchise, man. I don't have no idea. But now, apparently, this talks that hey, maybe we should move Mike Trout. Maybe we should move him. And my thing is like, well, what the hell y'all waiting on? Y'all should have been done that shit. Y'all ain't winning nothing. Y'all want to know the last time Mike Trout been in the playoffs? It was 2014. I know that because my Royals swept them on the way to a World Series appearance. But let's hear what Jeff Passan has to say on the possibilities.
This Chris Jones situation, we also
wrong clip. I know, wrong clip. Bear with you, boy. Bear with me. All right. But yeah, the Angels, come on. Mike Trout ain't been there in 2014 in the playoffs. Now y'all talking about trading him. Now you're giving away a whole bunch of money to him, giving away a whole bunch of money to Ohtani to continue to miss the playoffs. Now you want to have those conversations. Okay. All right, Jeff Passan. Let's hear it.
New preferred customer.
What are you hearing about Trout's future in Anaheim?
Christina, here's the reality. Mike Trout is more valuable to the Los Angeles Angels than he is to any other team out there. And when you combine that with the fact that he's got 7 years and about $250 million remaining on his contract, as well as the fact that he hasn't even played in 50% of the games over the last 3 seasons, it's going to be hard to find a team that's willing to not just take on that contract, but give back the requisite prospect capital that it would take for the Angels to go out and move him. So while it's all well and good that this conversation is going to be had, the reality is Mike Trout is very unlikely to get traded. Now, we're going into an offseason, mind you, that has no hitters aside from Shohei Ohtani of significance on the free agent market. So maybe a team gets desperate and makes an offer that the Angels can't refuse. But the idea that Trout is going to be moving or is likely to move, it's just not the reality at this point.
Boy, y'all silly as hell. Oh, he ain't even. This man is barely playing 50% of the games. 7 years and $250 million left on his contract. Oh, you stuck with him. Ain't nobody taking that. Because the Angels are gonna say, well, hey man, you're gonna have to give up some prospects and this and that. No. We know what Mike Trout once was. I'm not saying that he ain't still good. He's good, but he's not available. He's not available. He's gonna be hard to move. Giancarlo Stanton in New York gonna be hard to move. They in the same scenario. They can provide a good bat for your lineup, but you better be satisfied with the games he's going to play because he's missing some time. He's going to miss some time. I mean, my goodness. 7 years and $250 million left on that contract. Oh, you going to, ooh. And not to mention, Ohtani, he's been hurt. He didn't miss 9 straight games because of an oblique. He ain't been pitching. You know, they was worried about his elbow. He ain't been pitching. Hey, man, I'm just going to say it right now. Throw the Angels franchise in the trash. Throw it in the trash. Get them up out of there. Move them. Move them to Nashville. Or something, but you're gonna be stuck with a player that can't stay on the field for you. He's not gonna be able to be a continued hitter in your lineup. So my thing is why even had this conversation of even talking about trading him when you stuck in a bad contract? Who's picking up 7 years, $250 million? For half of a season? Ain't nobody doing that. That's bad business. That's bad business. But now you stuck with him now, so hey, you better You better take some of your revenue that you're making, and you better find the best medical team available. That's what you should do. That's crazy, yo. It's numbers like that I'm like, man, I'm mad at myself that I didn't stick with baseball growing up. Shit, you telling me I could play half the games for 7 years and $250 million? I'll take that in a heartbeat. This is wild, yo. And Ohtani can be a free agent. Well, he will be a free agent at the end of this season, and he's been missing time. So are you going to commit money to him? Because let's be honest, it just hasn't been working. You got two guys that's going to cost you almost $1 billion when it's all said and done, and you got not one damn playoff appearance to show for it. Take the damn Anaheim Angels and throw that franchise in the damn trash. That is just disgusting business. Bad business. It's foolishness. It's foolishness. All right, y'all. I'm gonna shut it down. But before we do, for those who have been followers and watchers and listeners of our content, our brother Jersey Boy MJ suffered a head injury, had to get some brain surgery. Got some great news for y'all, and this warms my heart. This warms my heart. I talked to my brother today. It was through text, but I haven't been able to talk to him over the last couple of weeks because he's got something serious to deal with. But I was able to talk to him through text, and I just wanted to share that news with y'all because all y'all prayers, all y'all well wishes, all y'all positive vibes sent towards him and his wife Julia, they working, y'all. They working. So it was great to text with him for a moment, and able to just connect with him and that was wonderful. So there's signs that there's progression. So we gonna keep sending that positive vibes and the love towards him, his wife Julia, who's been a warrior. His wife Julia has been a warrior, taking care of the kids, making sure that they get their needs met. Still has to go to work. Still has to, and still has to, be by her husband's side. So she's been a warrior. So y'all keep sending them good vibes and love and prayers their way towards Jersey Boy, MJ, and Julia. Y'all keep it up because it's working, y'all. It is working. So, with that being said, man, that was great to chop it up with my guy for a minute through text. Yeah, man, that was great. That's all I can really say about that. That was awesome. But look, y'all know the drill. We gonna come back tomorrow. I'm gonna try to be closer to 11. I mean, y'all know me. I say 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but there's a quotation, CP time ish, 11 ish, CP time. All right. So we gonna try. I'm gonna do better. But until then, I appreciate y'all chopping it up with your boy. Catch me on the Twitter, KC Wildcard Mar, or you can holler at me on Facebook, Instagram, Wildcard Mar. But y'all keep enjoying this great I.O.W. sports content that we keep dropping for y'all. I.O.W. Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, most importantly, on the YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification, lets you know every time we drop new content. I.O.W. Sports 1 on the Twitter. Let's get over that hump, y'all. Wednesday, let's get over that hump. I appreciate y'all. Hey, love and prosperity, good health. Enjoy y'all Wednesday. We out here. Peace.
Come on. Silent Hill TV.
Yes. Hitchhikers. Yeah, smoking so much dope, I'm seeing traces. Visual lasers load across the scene is dangerous, aggressive like behavior. Couple monsters for my neighbors, resisting human nature. Persistently getting greater, bloodshed like the Terminator. Fire up the green, I need it, increase the dopamine. Feel better, so I kill better, doped up for cocaine. Booming like I never had a home, so I'm all alone. Smoking bones down the chromosomes till the filter's gone. Suffocating under heavy pressure, the signature marks are the cornerstone of a nigga that's ready to spark. Like the pathway through the treacherous, wonderful dark. Searching for a lost part, curators of a lost art. Desperately holding shit together until it falls apart. Blood start to pool in the water, just waiting on the sharks. Love is the deadliest game, but I'll just massacre your heart. Tearing at your body, wondering how did we start? Fuck,
Man, I think a nigga about to spaz out, cause I don't give a fuck no more when I'm down to my last night. Then I ran out of luck, feeling look down, about to pass out. Speeding down the highway in this Challenger, pray to God I don't crash out. Dump the ash out, give it all up, dump the cash out. Make every second count, I just wanna see that ass bounce. Bitch, what you talking about? Drop dead, delete the party, nigga, watch your damn mouth. You don't wanna get me started.
Go. Pedal to the metal, hit the floor. Flying through the city, and that's about to float. Grab the main, grab a shit, get go. You already know how this can go, I'm about to leave.